No. Yeah, you can. So before we start your session, we will play a beautiful introduction video of yours. Okay. So later you can start your presentation. I have a problem with my camera, so yeah, I'll just fix it out. So I'll play the. So yeah, Shruti, you can play the introduction video.
Okay.
Shavana Speaks More is a portrait of resilience and grace. As a storytelling strategist, life coach, and executive producer, her goal is to empower women and leaders to become all that they desire to be. As a woman who has experienced many hardships in life, including but not limited to poverty, molestation, and depression, Shavana has not allowed these obstacles to hold her back. Instead, she has used them as catalysts to push herself forward. She has broken boundaries and challenged the status quo of what society deemed possible. This stellar media mogul will soon be gracing our television screens with her new TV show, Limitless Living with Shavana Speaks More on CBS, currently streaming on Liberty, Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire, etc., which teaches viewers how to overcome life's obstacles and live their dreams.
Yes, you can start the presentation. Thank you. Good luck.
All right, thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my session. I will be talking to you all today about your story and how your story is your superpower. So, I hope everyone's having an amazing morning or afternoon or evening or wherever you are in the world. Make sure that you all chat with me if you have questions, if you need me to elaborate on anything. The chat is open and I am willing to chat with you or answer any questions that you all may have. So, just a quick introduction. My name is Shavana Speaks More. I am a storytelling strategist and a life coach. I'm also the executive producer of my own TV show. And one of the things that I've learned early on in my journey is that storytelling was the best way or the best route to go when it comes to business or just really being able to relate to people and have people understand what it is that you do and be relatable, right? And I started speaking years ago and started telling my story after I was in a situation where I faced depression and it was a really bad situation for me. I was in a really dark place and I remember being able to tell my story in a book, and then I started speaking on stage, telling my story. And it seems like my career just took off from then. So I just want to share with you all today some tips and tricks that helped me over the journey. So if you have your pen and paper or if you're just going to listen in, that's totally okay. But I want to share these things with you because these are the things that I feel I learned on my journey that has allowed me to create the lifestyle of freedom that I have today. And we're going to dive right in because I know we don't have a lot of time. So I want to break down the acronym STORY. STORI, not Y, but I. And the first thing that I understand or understood is you have to surrender. No matter what it is that you're doing in life, in your career, you have to be able to surrender to what you think you're supposed to do and who your soul actually came here to be. And oftentimes we get so caught up in life where we are doing everything that everyone else wants us to do, but we're not doing what we want to do. We're not doing what we were called to actually do in this human experience. And a lot of the times it's things that your teacher, your mom, your husband, the other people have told you you should be doing in life. And then what tends to happen is we take the journey of doing what everyone else wants us to do and we're not fulfilled. We are living a lifestyle for someone else and not the life that we were actually called here to make and to the change that we were called to make and the lifestyle that we were actually called to live. The next thing is transformational. I always say transformational service offer. There has to be some form of transformation that you provide because the point of the matter is when you're telling your story, You're not telling your story for you. You're not telling your story to play the victim. You are telling your story to empower someone, to impact someone's life, to transform someone's life. And that is why your story is so powerful, because your story will help someone else who is either going through what you have overcome, or they are going to go through it, or they have already experienced it, but they didn't quite make it out, or they just don't know how to overcome it. That's where you come in, right? When you're telling your story is meant to transform someone's life. So I live my life every single day, waking up to see how I can impact someone's life, how I can transform someone's life, even if it's just a hug, or telling my story to them, or just saying something really empowering on social media. Every single day you should live your life to be able to transform other people's life while also transforming your life. Okay, the next thing is you have to own your truth. You have to own your story, you guys. This is how people become relatable to you. This is how, and it's just like when you're watching a movie, or you're watching a TV show, or you're watching something and you're really into it, right? You are looking at the TV show and you just cannot put the remote down. You don't even want to go eat. You don't want to do anything because it's just that good. That is the power of storytelling. But oftentimes in this life, many of us never own our truth. We sit with these stories, we sit with the things that have happened to us for years to come, and it becomes our identity. It becomes who you are. And oftentimes we experience so many things, especially growing up from the time we were children. There were so many things that we've experienced that we never talk about. We just suppress our feelings, we suppress the things that we go through, and it allows us to then not live a fulfilled life. Most of the time, people don't live their life owning their truth, owning their story. And I'm here to tell you today that it's okay. I'm here today to tell you that you have a story and you should own your story. Tell your story, because your story can reach people even when you can't. And that is so powerful, because there's no point to sit on these traumas and these things that have happened to you forever when you can help someone with that. Because I guarantee you, whatever you went through, you're not the only person that has gone through it. You're not the only person that's going to go through it. So when you are sharing your truth, when you're letting your voice be heard, you give other people permission to let their voices be heard. And then that's how we change the world. We look back and we see everything that's going on in the world. We see all the wrongs that are going on in the world. We notice everything that's happening out there. But everything that happens around you is a result of what's happening in you. So when you're sharing your truth and you're owning your truth and you're sharing your story, that lets your voice be heard, and your voice deserves to be heard. Regardless of what platform you're on, regardless of what your career path is, whether you're an entrepreneur or you have a corporate job, it does not matter. Your voice deserves to be heard. And I want to leave that message with you today, that your voice matters, your truth matters, and let today be the day that you own your story, right? The next thing, the R in story, is for results, because oftentimes when we experience obstacles, we experience things in life, we experience things in our business, there has to be something that transpires from that thing. So what are the results that transpire from the thing that you went through? So for me, for example, when I went through this severe case of depression and I just really wanted it all to end, I didn't want to do it anymore. I had my back up against the wall. 100%. But as a result of that, I have made it a mission in my life to show up, to empower other people, to impact other people's lives. I became a life coach and a speaker so that I can get my message out to the world, get my voice out to the world to help other people, so that I can get them results in their life and or their business, right? So when you look at the things that you have gone through, no, regardless of how traumatic it has been or how painful it was, there was some type of result that came from that thing. There was something that allowed you to evolve and become a better person from experiencing those things. Okay. So when you look at the result, that typically is your purpose in life. That typically leads you to what it is that you're supposed to be doing in this human experience. You don't go through the things that you go through for nothing. You don't experience the things that you experience in life for nothing. There's always a reason, regardless of how painful it may be, or may have been, or may be now. There's always a reason why you're experiencing those things. And typically, when we go through these challenges and these obstacles in life, they are leading us to our purpose. They are leading us to our destiny. They are leading us to what we were actually called to do in this human experience. The last thing that I want to talk about in the STORY acronym is integrate. And this is where a lot of people just get up every day and they don't live out the lifestyle of what it is that they, or who it is that they are called to be. And what I mean by integrate is we wake up, a lot of us, we wake up every day and we may look at something motivational. We may say affirmations. We may journal. We may do something positive. And we find ourselves doing these things for years, but oftentimes we never integrate those things into our human experience. We never integrate what we're learning. We get up, we say affirmations. It's not just enough to say affirmations. It's not enough just to watch a motivational TV show or motivational video on YouTube. You have to learn to integrate those things into your experience and become the person that you were called to be. When you wake up every single day, who you are being dictates the results that you're going to get in your life. So if you're someone that's really negative, or you're always complaining, or you're always like watching bad things on the news, that is typically why you experience the things that you experience in your human experience, right? So when you're doing these things, always be on a, every day I always say to myself, I have to die to who I was yesterday so that I can become the person that I'm supposed to be. And that means the habits that I had yesterday, the things that I did yesterday, my ultimate goal is to become better every single day, to be better every single day, to do better every single day. Not just teach personal development, not just looking at motivational videos on YouTube, not just to say my affirmations, but truly integrate those things so that I can believe that that is possible for me, so that I can believe that I am worthy of the success that I am called to make, that I can believe that I am truly called to impact the masses and change lives around the world. If you don't believe it for yourself, if you're not integrating the things that you're learning, then you will continue experiencing the same experiences in life over and over again. Like, have you ever had something happen in your life and you're like, why is this happening again? Why do I keep going around this hamster wheel? Why do I keep going back to square one? It seems like every year, or every 2 years, or every 3 years, you're back at square one, right? You're back at that situation again. You're back at that obstacle again. That is because you are not integrating the version of yourself that you are supposed to become. Okay. So again, the STORY acronym, and these are just, I wanted to share these lessons with you because these are things that I have learned on my journey, just from sharing my story, owning my truth, and just really being able to utilize this to help other people. So the S in STORY is surrender. T is the transformation. The O is to own your truth, own your story, tell your story, let your voice be heard. The R is for results, the result of the thing that you went through. And then the I is for integrate. And if you can integrate and operate from that identity, the things that you desire to manifest in your life, the things that you desire to happen in your life will happen quicker for you. Okay. So those are my tips for today. Thank you all so much for watching. If anyone has any questions, you can let me know, and I do not mind answering them. But if not, thank you guys so much for participating, and thank you for the opportunity.
Hi, Shavana. Thank you so much for the one fantastic speech.
Thank you.
Really, it's a great speech. So here is the question from our audience. How do you describe someone's superpower?
You said you said how do you describe your superpower?
Yeah, how do you describe someone's superpower?
Well, I'm not sure I understand the question, but essentially your story is your superpower. When you own your truth and you're telling your story and you are able to share your story with the world, that is your superpower. That's what separates you from anyone else in the world doing what you do. That's what makes you unique. It is your that is your it's kind of like your DNA, right? Like how everyone has a different fingerprint or everyone has a different social security number. That is the thing that makes you different from anyone else in the world doing what you're doing. And once you can own that truth, once you can truly step into that identity and share your story and let your voice be heard, that is what makes you powerful. That is your superpower.
Mhm. Amazing. Thank you so much. It's really an inspiring story. You are the third speaker for this WIN conferences day too. Really a good start from the beginning, from the day one. So this is a hybrid event. So if you want to join our physical event as well, so you can join. We will share you the Zoom link, so you can share your thoughts, your comments over there as well. Thank you so much for your
Awesome.
continuous support with the WIN conferences. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.